So, you've probably heard of the 99 beautiful names of God in Islamic tradition, right? But what if I told you it's not just some long list to memorize? What if it's actually a map? Yeah, a map. Today we're going to dig into the hidden structure of the Asma'ul Husna, and you'll see it's this incredible spiritual hierarchy that takes us on a journey from infinite complexity all the way down to a single powerful point. And that's really the big question we're tackling here. I mean, most people are familiar with the 99 names, but the tradition itself kind of hints that there's something more going on, something deeper, like a divine code or a hidden system that's just waiting to be unlocked. Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, first we've got to talk about the numbers, because this is where it gets a little confusing. If you start digging into different sources, it looks like there are contradictions everywhere. You'll see some that say 99 names, but then others mention 1,000, and the Quran itself has over 100. So what's the deal? What's the real number? Now, I know what you're thinking. 100, 99, 1,000. That seems like a total contradiction, right? But here's the thing, it's not. It's really all about different levels of detail. Those bigger numbers, like 1,000, they aren't totally new, separate names. They're more like expressions or different shades of meaning that all flow from a much smaller core group of names. And this leads us to a really key idea, the 99 mother names, or Ummahatul Asma. Think of them as the foundation. Every other name, whether it's one of the 1,000 from that Shan Kabir prayer or from somewhere else, is really just a reflection, a manifestation of one of these core 99. So you can already start to see this clear hierarchy taking shape, can't you? But wait, it gets even deeper. The hierarchy doesn't just stop at 99. Nope. If you look at the mystical and theological traditions, they take those mother names and distill them down even further to an essential core of just 7 attributes. This funnel visualizes it perfectly. It's like a spiritual journey, you know? We start with this huge ocean of over 1,000 different divine expressions. Then, those get organized into the 99 mother names. And from there, they all converge into the ultimate source, those 7 special core attributes. And here they are. These 7 right here are considered the absolute pillars of divine reality. So for example, a name like the provider, Ar-Razak, is seen as an expression of the all-powerful Qadir and the ever-living Hay. Literally, every single one of the 99 names is said to trace its roots back to one or more of these 7. Okay, but believe it or not, that funnel, it gets even narrower. This whole spiritual convergence brings us to one single ultimate point of unity. A name that doesn't just contain the 7 or just the 99, but every single possible divine perfection all wrapped up in one. There's this beautiful metaphor that's used to explain this, and I just love it. The name Allah is compared to a rosebud. See, it's not just another name on the list. It's the entire list, all of it, folded into one single perfect point of origin. Just picture that rosebud slowly opening up. Every single petal that unfurls is another one of the beautiful names. The merciful, the just, the creator, the loving, all of them blossoming from that one central point. It's an image that just captivates the soul with its beauty and perfection, isn't it? And here's the other side of that metaphor. Just as it blooms, it can also fold right back in. All that variety, all those different attributes and expressions, they can all return to a state of perfect unity within that one name, Allah. It's the source and the ultimate endpoint of everything, the beginning and the end. So this whole hierarchy we've been mapping out, it's all pointing towards one of the most fascinating and mysterious concepts in the tradition, Ismi Azam, otherwise known as the greatest name, the one that's believed to hold the most power and the most significance. Now, since the name Allah is the point where everything comes together, it's pretty logical to think, well, that must be it. That's the greatest name, right? But here's a question. If that's true, why doesn't just saying the word Allah shake the entire universe? That question right there, that's what forces us to look a little deeper. And this is where we have to pivot. We have to move away from just thinking about language and start thinking about reality. I mean, a word is just a symbol, right? The real power isn't in the letters or the sound. It's in the profound reality behind the word. The key isn't what you say, it's the essence that you embody. This brings us to the absolute core insight of this whole thing. We have to completely reframe what we mean by the greatest name. It's not something you speak, it's a reality you live. And that shift is, well, it's profound. We're moving from this passive search for some kind of magic word to an active, personal journey towards a whole new state of being.
It's not about what you say. It's about what you become.
So, what exactly is this state? Well, it's a state of absolute total focus. It's that moment when a person manages to completely detach their heart from all the worldly stuff, from their own ego, from all the distractions, and just centers their entire being, their thoughts, their feelings, their soul, on that single divine reality. And look, this isn't something that just happens overnight. It's a path, it's a spiritual discipline. It takes real work. You have to detach from all the noise. You have to center your heart. And this is the crucial part, you have to surrender your own personal will to the divine will. It's only then that a person can even begin to embody the reality behind the name. Think about this idea of the house of the self. That house is our ego, all our attachments, our selfish desires. The spiritual journey, then, is about migrating away from that house. And when that self is finally overcome, the reward isn't some special power or a secret title. The reward is God Himself. It's the divine presence.
So let's really land on this because it's the big takeaway. The ultimate secret of the Asma al-Husna is that its greatest expression, it's not a word you whisper, it's a truth that you live through a transformed soul. It's the destination at the end of a truly profound spiritual journey.
And that leaves us with one final thought to ponder. If this incredible state of being is really accessible, not by finding some secret word, but through a deep inner transformation, then what is the very first step on that journey? How do we begin to move away from that house of the self?